English chef Rick Stein is famous for his fish restaurants and his TV programmes from the far-flung county of Cornwall. But this week he embarked on a new adventure when he popped up in London with a temporary restaurant. It's all for a good cause. He told Bloomberg's food editor Richard Vines about being in London and why his new venture is a bit like a rave.
Are you surprised by the level of interest in the pop-up restaurants you're doing in London?
I really like the idea of pop-up restaurants. There's something sort of very informal about them. I've been to one or two in London. It's quite a new thing. You know, you just open a restaurant in a disused warehouse or in a tent or in a restaurant that happens to be closed down, and it has a sort of informality about it. People sort of sense that, and they don't complain, which is one of the nice things. You can get it all wrong. Well, I mean, I thought it might be a bit interesting, but I was amazed. It was a complete sellout and really quickly.
You've got a bit of a family connection with pop-ups, haven't you?
Well, I have, because my nephew, who's a Radio 1 DJ, started his career in his early 20s, taking over disused warehouses and having raves in them. So, yes.
Did you go in? Did you go to raves?
I didn't, actually. I was a bit old for them. But I suppose pop-up restaurants are a descendant of that.
And how's the reaction been to one in London? I mean, the first night sold out immediately.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing 2 nights. We just sold out just like that. I suppose it's because, you know, we've never been to London, and I think people like the food we do in Padstow. So I suppose, of course, because it's a charity and a good cause, everybo's buying into it too.
Are you looking forward to cooking tonight?
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's not taxing. We've got whole langoustine split in half and grilled with a Pernod and olive oil dressing, and then we've got fish soup, sort of classic Provençal fish soup, and we've got a brill dish with Perigord truffles, very thinly sliced.
What problems did you have getting fish and other produce?
Well, actually, no problems getting fish, because Matthew Stevens from Cornwall comes to serve a couple of leading restaurants in the West End anyway, so everything else is, I mean, London is really good place in the world to get materials. I've got this little restaurant in Australia, fish no problem, but getting vegetables or, you know, special ingredients, trying to get something like truffles or anything out of the ordinary is impossible. I think sometimes people don't realise just how good a centre London is. You know, and all the chefs I know from Australia say they love coming to work over here because you can get anything.
But I have to ask why you haven't come here. Why not open a restaurant in London?
Come to London?
Yes. Why not?
Well, I just... is it preferring to be a big fish in a little pond or something like that? I don't know.
You don't think he's going to come to London then, do you?
I doubt he is, you know, because he's doing so well in the West Country. If you go to Padstow, half the town's got a population of 4,000, and I reckon about 3,900 work for him. He's got a restaurant, as you know, a cafe, a fish and chip shop, a store.
These pop-ups are really popular, aren't they? They do seem to be kind of growing. How do people know about them? They just have to read you, I guess.
They have to read me. Also, places like Twitter, word spreads so quickly, it's amazing. Rick Stein sold out within minutes, and they added an extra night, and that sold out within minutes. They had to do no real publicity.
Excellent. Now, we've seen steakhouses this week. Seems to be another theme along with pop-up restaurants. What's happening there?
Yes, steakhouses are, I think, the next big thing in London, interestingly enough. There's a restaurant in the city called Hawksmoor, and they've just announced this week they're opening a second branch in Covent Garden later in the year on a fantastic site. And Covent Garden will be good because there are not many good restaurants there. There's another restaurant called Bordeaux in the Grosvenor House on Park Lane. That's going to become a J. Marriott steakhouse. Wolfgang Puck, the Los Angeles chef, he's also planning to open a steakhouse in London. So there's a whole bunch of new places coming in now.
Carnivores rejoice. Now, there's also a new Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
Yep, Gordon Ramsay's Petros opens on Monday, actually, and they're doing a £25 lunch, which should be good, and this is a follow-on from... He had Petros at the Berkeley Hotel before. Marcus Wareing split off from him. I think he's going to have to go in very low with the prices to compete with Marcus initially, and you need to book early. I've tried booking, and the first few nights were already full. But £25 lunch is hard to beat for Gordon Ramsay.
Indeed. And where else have you been eating this week?
Well, I went back to a place, Helen de Rose at the Connaught. I don't know if you know it. They do a Saturday brunch. I think it's unique in London, quite a big Saturday brunch. It's £32, but fantastic pastries and meats and cheese. And you get a main course, including a burger that's just the ultimate gourmet burger in London.
And it's family-friendly as well.
Family-friendly. They invite young children in. They're even little toys and colouring crayon books for kids, because the restaurant itself can be quite formal, and the chef Ellen DeRose has 2 children, and she's very keen to get in children to her restaurants.
Excellent, great. Well, listen, Richard, as ever, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and great to have Rick Stein on this show. He sounded like he had a good time with you.
He was great. Thanks, Andrea.
Excellent.
Thank you.